What's happening, traders and investors? It's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth. Today is Monday. Happy Monday. It's March 7th, and in today's short video, we're going to be discussing XRP and some price predictions. There's been some videos going around and some tweets on Twitter, specifically this one here from Kevin. Shout out to Kevin at WTF is Crypto is the Twitter handle. So before we jump in, we're gonna look at this. I'm gonna explain this price and how we could potentially get to a $1,200 XRP, and then we're just going to explain some of that, and then we're going to take a look at some of the market cap and the supply of XRP comparative to Bitcoin, and then also going to take a look at when we could potentially see this case end, and also going to do some analysis on XRP, and we'll look at the charts here shortly after that. So before we jump in, make sure to smash like, subscribe to the channel, tick the bell to be notified on any future updates. And like I said, a lot of people are speculating that XRP is going to hit 4 digits, 5 digits. So this is going to be just a quick video explaining that on how I could potentially see it all break down. So this video was circulating in this tweet, and I'll play it here real quick for you guys. Just going to
just get the SWIFT system right now in our traditional banking system. Just getting 10% of that transferred over to the XRP ledger is arguably going to create a $1,200 valuation for XRP. So today, one XRP, 77 cents. In the future, we can make a very good case for just getting 10% of that SWIFT traffic, increasing XRP's value to $1,200 per XRP. That's a 1,558 time increase. And that's not even the maximum price that I can see or argue for XRP. It's only my first target, roughly around $1,000 to $1,200, which I think is very doable within a 1 to 2 year period. So that's why I say, if you're not an accredited investor yet, don't worry. The SWIFT system right now in our
So that's 1,500 US. Just going to turn that off. So 1,500x, sorry, is what she's saying. And that was just her first target. So that means if you put $1,000 into XRP today, and it's at 74 cents at the moment. So if you just put $1,000 into XRP today and you divide that by 74 cents, that's going to give you about 1,351 XRP. So imagine if you just put $1,000 into XRP today and just waited until we hit $1,000. $1,000 would be $1.3 million. So imagine what would happen if you only put in $500, right? You would just divide that in two. That's almost $1 million Canadian. I'm from Canada. Using American dollars here, denominated in the American dollars. So just going to go through this. I know a lot of people are saying that this is preposterous. This could never happen. It's absurd. $1,200 XRP is impossible. And it didn't really break down exactly what the details were and how we would get there. So I wanted to take a video. A lot of people were asking if I could do a video and explain it a little bit better. And people are a little bit better with visualization, and so am I. So I thought I'd come on here and this would provide a lot of value for everybody. But let me know in the comments below if you agree with me after I go through this. So according to the US Treasury, if you recall what she said in that video, if XRP, and she's comparing Ripple stock versus XRP. So we're not talking about Ripple equity, the private equity where you can buy stock of Ripple. Ripple and XRP are two different things. Ripple is a centralized company and they have their own private stock, and XRP is a digital asset that is completely separate, which Ripple has no control over the XRP ledger. They control less than 8% of the validator nodes on the network. So what she's saying is if XRP, not Ripple the company, if XRP, the digital asset, can get 10% of Swift's volume, if we look at the volume here of Swift, it handles about $5 trillion per day, or given about 250 business days per year, that's about $1.25 quadrillion per year, okay? So now she's saying 10% of that, right? So keep that in mind. Also, what I wanted to highlight is the fact of tied up dormant capital in these nostro, vostro accounts. So what is a nostro, vostro account? It's simply an accounting term used to distinguish an account held for another entity from an account by another entity that's currently holding those funds. So the entities in question are usually banks. The term nostro, vostro are used mainly by banks when one bank keeps money at another bank. So essentially that's how they pre-fund these accounts, and they make sure that the money is there with the SWIFT system. It's very antiquated. So what I'm bringing this up for is because right now the balance in nostro, vostro accounts are higher than ever. McKinsey says about at the end of 2015, nostro balances worldwide exceeded 27 trillion, and that was as of 2015. So we can assume that that's likely a lot higher now. But just going conservatively off, we'll say 27 trillion. And I broke this down here in a tweet. So Swift is currently 1.25 quadrillion a year, and nostro balances worldwide are 27 trillion plus. If XRP gets 10% of Swift, 125 trillion, right? It was 1.25 quadrillion. So 10% of that is 125 trillion, plus the nostro vostro accounts at 27 trillion. That's about 125 plus 27 is about $150 trillion market cap that XRP could have flow into it. So if XRP's current circulating supply is 48 billion, which it is at the moment, and the max supply is 100 billion, let's not use 48 billion. Let's go off the max supply. There can only ever be 100 billion. It was pre-mined. There can never be any more than that. So $150 trillion divided by 100 billion in circulating supply equals about a $1,500 XRP. So how did she get to a $1,200 XRP? I think she did it without the nostro vostro accounts. So 125 trillion divided by 100 billion XRP equals about 1,250 XRP. And she said that's just her first target. So again, she likely wasn't factoring in these nostro vostro accounts. And she's also just assuming 10% of Swift. What happens if XRP gets 20% of the Swift volume or 50%? There's some experts who are claiming that XRP is going to replace Swift entirely. So imagine if it got 90% of that volume. And just to show you here, so the current circulating supply is 48 billion for XRP, and the max supply that'll ever be circulating is 100 billion. And keep in mind, XLM, Stellar Lumens, actually cut the supply in half. So if we were to see something similar with XRP where they burned half the supply, or the network decides to burn the escrow that Ripple holds in escrow, the XRP that they hold in escrow, or maybe even the Federal Reserve does a buyback and actually confiscates and just takes, possession of the escrow. That could happen as well. And maybe we never even get access to that. So if we have half the supply, that's a $1,200 XRP would turn into a $2,400 XRP if the supply were cut in half. And one thing I want to mention is that, yes, XRP, what is the max price XRP can hit? Well, one thing I want to show you here is Bitcoin's circulating supply is currently 18.9 million, and the max supply is 21 million that'll ever be created. So 21 million versus 100 billion is a big difference, right? So Bitcoin hitting $70,000, right? It went from $1 to $70,000 US, right? So if XRP can just go to $500 to $1,000, I absolutely think that's possible. And what people are thinking, I can guarantee you, is, well, I don't think so, because Bitcoin's completely different. It only has 21 million. Exactly. XRP will never get to $70,000 per XRP. But by the time XRP hits $500 to $1,000, that's the equivalent of about Bitcoin being at $100,000 or $200,000, right? If Bitcoin hits $1 million per coin, which a lot of people are expecting could happen in the next 3 to 5 years, maybe 10 years, well, then that would prove the case for about a $10,000 XRP. If Bitcoin's at $1 million per coin, why couldn't XRP be at $10,000 per coin? Again, I think $10,000 is a stretch. I think, $2,500 to $5,000 XRP over the next 3 to 5 to 10 years is absolutely doable. But I don't see, XRP ever going to, $70,000 per XRP. But we just don't know. Bitcoin really only has one use case, which is store of value. So what happens if XRP or Ethereum pass Bitcoin in terms of market cap? If Bitcoin's no longer the leader, there's really no point to hold it as a store of value, because as long as the asset's deflationary in nature, Ethereum is printing Ethereum indefinitely, so it's not really deflationary. XRP, for every account that gets created, there's a reserve fund, which is, I think, 10 XRP at the moment. So that gets locked up forever. So and there'll never be any more supply created. So it's a deflationary asset that will never add to the supply, and I think could be a huge store of value. So we could get that function and that use case out of XRP, but not so much with Ethereum, because we know that there's going to be some mined forever, endlessly until the end of time, right? So XRP is a great substitute for Bitcoin, in my opinion, and is fully decentralized as well. Also, one thing I want to touch on here real quick before we get into some technical analysis. Jeremy Hogan posted a tweet here. So when will the Ripple versus SEC case end? Ripple thinks it will end sometime between August 26 and November 18. In its pending class action, Ripple agreed to move the case start back to November 18th in belief that the SEC case would be finished before then. Of course, it can settle anytime, so that is exciting. Let me know if you agree with that. Do you think we're going to see it settle, or do you think we're going to go to full adjudication? Do you think we're going to go to the full trial? Are we going to see this thing through 100% and Ripple comes out with a victory? Or do you think we're going to see a settlement? Let me know. I always love hearing from you. So just a quick update here on this rounded bottom here for XRP. We are still holding it. And you can see here on these latest pullbacks, a lot of people were calling that, this is the end, sky's falling, we're going under. XRP's ending a bear market. Well, we never lost that support trend line here of that rounded bottom. So you can see here we touched it perfectly. We did it once back at 11 cents, once at 17 cents when the SEC filed the lawsuit. And here we are again, just back on the middle of January. We touched it perfectly, bounced above, and here we are back testing it again. That was in the third week of February. And here we are. We want to see us close the weekly candle. I wouldn't want to see us close a weekly candle this week or next week below 64 cents. That's going to invalidate this pattern and could spell trouble. But this is looking really good at the moment. And if we just zoom out here to the monthly and what we could potentially expect, what I could see happening is we have this one impulse wave, the corrective second wave, the third impulse wave, the fourth wave, which is the second corrective wave, and the fifth wave could bring us anywhere up here. If we take a look at the Fibonacci retracement from the all-time high to the all-time low, that means that if we potentially hit the 3618 fib extension, which Bitcoin and Ethereum have already done from their 2017 highs, if XRP just follows suit with what Bitcoin did, we'll just bring up Bitcoin chart here real quick. Actually, it looks like I deleted it, but we'll just use Ethereum. So Ethereum from the high to the low, it has already hit its 3.618 and hit that 5,000 target. So let's just say XRP does what Bitcoin and Ethereum have done, and it hits that 3.618 fib extension. That would be about an $11 XRP. If it hits its 4.618 extension, that's about a $15 XRP. So we'll see if this is our fourth wave or second corrective wave, and then if we trend higher into the fifth wave, which would bring us up to that 3618 there around the $10 to $15 area, and that could give us our fifth impulse wave before we see a bear market, in my opinion. As we know, once this case comes to an end with the SEC and Ripple, Ripple's likely going to IPO within 6 months, and that could line up well. Let's just say if we look here where this could potentially line up, that's into September. So if the case is set to be resolved by September and November, maybe we don't see a resolution. Maybe it sees the whole process out, and we go to we battle it out in court, and we get the Supreme Court to make the decision. And let's say XRP wins. Well, that would line up well for that fifth wave into September and into the fall of this year. But of course, we could get a settlement anytime, and we could rock it up. We could hit that 1.618 around $5, break to a new all-time high, then come back down, form a higher low somewhere around that $1 to $2 area, hold that rounded bottom, and then we see another move up into Ripple's IPO. That's another possibility as well. But I do think that the whole crypto market as a whole is going to enter a bear market at some point over the next few months and into the end of 2022. And I think the broader market, S&P 500, is going to as well. So that would line up well. I think that XRP is going to be one of the best performing assets. It generally has been in terms of previous bull runs. Past doesn't always happen the exact same, but it rhymes. So we'll be looking for that to potentially play out the same way and alt season to get underway here over the next couple of months. But I really do think that XRP is going to have huge gains into the fall. And personally, I'm not looking to take any. I'm going to be looking to trim when we hit $5. That's my first take profit level. And then look to be all out around $10 to $15. And then I'm going to hold. I'm sitting close to about 50,000 XRP at the moment. And I'm going to be holding 10,000 XRP indefinitely for forever, essentially. But I'll be looking to sell about 80 to 90% of my altcoins, including XRP, when we hit these 3 and 4.618 fib extensions. If we take a look at the weekly time frame, we are holding the 10-week moving average after it's been proving resistance. So we're back testing now. This is what we want to see, confirm support. We're also attempting a weekly trend change here. So we have the low, high, higher, low. If we break the high here at 91 cents on XRP, that's going to confirm a weekly uptrend and a notable momentum shift. We also have the MACD and stochastic crossing bullish. So we'll want to see a weekly candle close this week over 72 cents USD to remain super bullish on the weekly time frame. You can see here we're also finding nice support on the 100 weekly, which is down at 63 cents. So again, 63 cents, 64 cents is going to be strong support, and I wouldn't want to see us close a weekly candle underneath 64 cents going forward, or else it's going to invalidate this rounded bottom and likely signal a lot more downside, potentially down to that 50 cent, maybe even the 40 cent area. We also have the 200 weekly there at 50 cents, 49 cents. So if we do lose that 63 level, we could potentially see a drop down to that 55 to 50 cent area. But we wouldn't want to see us lose the low there of 50 cents. If we lose 50 cents, then that's not looking good for XRP. We could be entering a bear market, and it could be months or years before we see new all-time highs. But personally, I'm of the belief that we're going to see new all-time highs this year. Let me know in the comments if you agree with me. We did have the death cross as well on XRP that occurred again back on the beginning part of January. But now we're holding the 50-day moving average at 72 cents. So trying to confirm that as support. And if we succeed, then we'll be looking to a move up to around that 95 cent area, which is the 200-day moving average. But so far, we're not seeing a whole lot. We did see some downside after that death cross. So when that death cross occurred, we were at about 85 cents, and then we dropped all the way to about 55 cents. So that could have been all the downside we were going to see. And here we are, they're starting to curl up towards each other again, and we could potentially see a golden cross over the next few weeks and months, in my opinion. Going to end it there, though. Again, let me know in the comments below if you agree with me, if we're going to potentially see a 4 or 5 digit XRP. I think that's absolutely doable over the next 3 to 5 to 10 years. I think it's more realistically to expect $1,000 XRP at some point in the next 3 to 5 years. I think over the next 1 to 3 years, we're going to see a $10 to a $100 XRP. But I think 1,000 and beyond is likely going to be 3 to 5 years out. All right, going to end it there. Thanks again for joining us on The Pursuit of Wealth. If you can hit the like and smash the tick the bell, subscribe, hit the like button, I would appreciate it on your way out. And we'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.